By the end of this video, you will completely know how to make your first 50,000 rupees from UX design in the next 60 days. Nope, I'm not joking. The salary of a beginner UX designer could go up to 15 lakhs per annum here in India. And look at these freelancers on Fiverr charging 70,000, 39,000, 30,000 for their design work. But how to get to this level? What exactly do you need to do so that you can also charge this much money for your design? And most importantly, how will you get your first client? Should you start with Fiverr and Upwork or approach recruiters on LinkedIn? All these questions will be answered in today's video. I've been in the industry for 8 years and I can see where the beginner UX designers stuck the most. It's true that the design industry has been growing at a high rate in recent years. Look at Swiggy, Zomato, Cred, Uber, or giants like TCS, Amazon, Microsoft, and Accenture. Every one of them is constantly looking for talented designers to help them create products and services that are user-friendly, visually appealing, and efficient. It tells us that almost every industry today needs UX designers, making it a hot career choice. But without proper guidance, it could be difficult for you to encash your UX design skills. So here's your beginner-friendly guide to earn that 50,000 rupees as a designer in the next 60 days. First things first, why someone would pay you 50,000 for your designs? It's simple. If you provide value and they give you money in exchange. And it's only possible when you have the right design skill. It is said that you need to build your skills and not resume. And that's the reason for the first 30 days or week 1 to week 4, I want you to focus on your design skills. And by that, I mean you will need to develop a strong design foundation. In week 1, I prefer you start with the understanding of the different elements of UX design like user research, competitor study, wireframing, layouting, visual design, and prototyping. You also need to learn design principles and terminology. I've made a in-depth video about it where I shared 10 UX laws, terms, and principles. You can find it out in the description. Other than that, there are so many books on design that you can check out. I know that I don't like to read books, neither do you probably, but I highly recommend you read these two of them. One of them is The Design of Everyday Things by Don Norman. It's the Bible, Gita, or Quran, or whatever you call it, of design. It's a classic book in the field of design. It's not going to teach you layouts or UX or digital apps and stuff like that, but it's about fundamental. Here, Mr. Norman argues that good design is not just about aesthetics, but also about functionality and usability. My second book recommendation would be Don't Make Me Think, Revisited by Steve Krug. This book highlights the significance of creating user-friendly websites through user testing and making design improvements based on feedback. Other than books, there are so many design tutorials on YouTube that you can help you to clear your basics. I made an in-depth UI UX roadmap video where I have shared all the resources to learn this skill. Make sure to check that out in the description after you finish this one. In week 2, we are going to get deeper into UX design. You've got the basics, now it's time to strengthen your foundation. UX design is not just about making things look good, it's about understanding the intricacies of human psychology. You need to grasp how users think, what drives their action, and how they perceive the digital world. Learning the psychological aspects of design will help you create user interfaces that resonate with people at a deeper level. It is important to grasp this concept when creating designs that look good and are easy to use. By week 2, you should be comfortable with the basics and understand the psychology behind user interfaces. Reserve week 3 and week 4 to understand the latest trends and tools in the UX design world. One exciting trend is the integration of AI into design processes. Every company is trying to do that. Every company is talking about that. The big ones as well. The big companies like Google's and the Microsofts of the world. AI can assist in various aspects of UX design, from automating repetitive tasks to analyzing user data for insights. You can use ChatGPT to generate user personas and scenarios so that you can better understand your target audience. You can use Midjourney and Firefly to create mockups and illustrations which can help you visualize your designs and explore new possibilities. Overall, AI tools can help you to be more efficient, effective, and creative in your work. Alright, now I'm assuming that by the end of week 4, you've understood the basics of UX design and have a strong foundation in it. Now comes week 5, where you'll be building your portfolio, proof of your ability. It's ironic that to build a portfolio, you need clients, and to get clients, you need portfolio. It feels like a never-ending loop, right? But here's a way out. It's simple. Work on self-initiated UX case studies, also known as mock projects. If you're wondering how to find a mock project, it's simple again. You can start by looking at your life. Is there a problem that you're facing? Can the presence of an app or a website solve that? If yes, that's a legit problem statement that you can work on. If you're still clueless, you can check out sharpen.design. There you can set the appropriate filters and generate a new problem statement at the click of a button. And remember, your case studies are not just a showcase of your design or hands-on design skills, but also your problem-solving and thinking abilities, user empathy, and the thought process behind the decisions. It's not enough to say that this page is
so beautiful, so elegant, just looking like a wow.
Everything that you do in your design, make sure you ask yourself questions like, so what, why, and so on, and make sure that you add the answers to these questions as justifications when you write your case study. Be concise, clear, and persuasive in your UX case study presentations. You might have heard of platforms like Behance or Medium. They allow designers to showcase their work and projects. You can use these platforms to present your UX case studies, including visuals and user interfaces. It should always be a mix of text, that is the explanation, your process, etc., and also the real designs, that is the screens that you have made. More than that, you can also use these platforms like Behance or Medium and even Dribbble to find inspiration for your own project work as well. By browsing other designers' work, you can get ideas, see different approaches, and learn about current design trends and best practices. You can also check out this video of mine where I talked about UX case study that helped me get my first design job. I made a lot of mistakes on that, so you'll know what mistakes not to make. And there's also a playlist on my YouTube channel called Saptarshi Reviews. In those videos, I review case studies by designers like you. The entire playlist is a must-watch for all of you. Once you know how a UX case study is designed, make at least one or two of them. I understand that 1 week may not be enough to make 2 case studies. In that case, dedicate the entire time to perfect only 1 case study. That's also okay. And even if that feels impossible, take 1 more week, it's alright. Give your week 5 and week 6 to create your case studies by putting 100% effort. So once you have 1 or 2 UX case studies, you have a good to go portfolio which you can show to your potential clients. But where to get them? This would be the goal for your week 7. For this, you need to reach out. Show yourself to the world or your recruiters at least. Just go to Fiverr and create your profile. Create an eye-catching design gig and mention what kind of design work you can offer. Repeat the same process for Upwork also. The more you're discoverable, the more chances you have to get your first project. Another great platform to get work is LinkedIn. I don't think I need to tell you what the platform is about. All big companies, creators, and startups that you can think of are here on LinkedIn. Just make sure your profile looks professional and has design-related keywords in it so that when a recruiter searches for a particular term, your profile gets noticed. It's all keywords, you know? Now, as a beginner, one of the most critical aspects is setting your rates. You must strike a balance between competitive pricing and valuing your skill. Research the market rates to ensure that you're not overcharging or underpricing. You can always adjust your rates as you gain more experience. But to get the first project, you need to do what others are not doing so that you get noticed. Like, you might even have to offer work at a very cheap rate or maybe for free. I don't really promote that, but if needed, yes, you may need to do that. If you're truly passionate about working for a specific company and want to improve your skills to them first. Also remember that even if you do your first job at a very cheap rate, next time onwards, you have a real project in addition to all the mock projects that you have worked on, which would definitely add more value and credential to your portfolio. Also, when you're reaching out to potential clients, you can offer to redesign one of their existing UI elements or features which you can attach in your cold email. If you want to know more about cold email, I have a dedicated video on that. I'll leave a link in the description. This initiative will tell the recruiter that you are proactive and eager to contribute rather than simply waiting for a job. If you're still not able to get clients through the 7th week, the 8th week is where you would start creating content. Yes, you heard me right. You will do this to market yourself. It's important because you could be the most talented designer in the world. But if no one knows about you, it's of no help to you. Just start with LinkedIn. Engage in discussion with other designers and showcase your skills. Share your work, articles, and industry insights to establish yourself as someone proficient in this field. Instagram is another platform. post visual content of your design work, the design process, the behind the scene insights, and so on. Use relevant design related hashtags to reach to a broader and more appropriate audience. Now remember how you use Behance and Dribble while creating your case study? You can also use the same for sharing your design work. Explore and comment on each other's designers' work to build connections and visibility. This is how you can use Behance and Dribble as a visual resume to attract potential clients or employers. Keep doing that every single day. And in these 60 days, you learned the skill, you implemented and built your own portfolio, and you were discoverable on freelancing platforms and also on social media. In this period, you also reached out to people that you would love to work with. And in the last week, that is week 8, you were creating content about what you have just done. When you do all of this in a span of 60 days, there's a very, very high chance that you would land your first high-ticket client who would be ready to pay you 50,000 rupees or perhaps even more if you're really skilled in design. But once you start landing projects, make sure you deliver top-notch work because that will establish your credibility as a designer, as a freelancer. Always meet deadlines, communicate effectively with clients, and most importantly, under-promise and over-deliver. I repeat, under-promise and over-deliver. So that was all from my side. All the resources I mentioned in this video will be there in the description. Go check them out. And if you want to know about how I made money as a beginner, here's a video for that. And if you want super detailed roadmap on how to become a successful designer in 2023, here's a video you can watch. Until next time, this is Sapta signing off.